Hello, good day everyone. Um today today is a good day. Today is wonderful. Today is a blessing, a blessing, a blessing. Life is a blessing. Every day we wake up alive, we are blessed. But in addition to that, I need to understand that every day, the way I live, the life that is given to me, matters a lot in this thing that we call life, in this thing that you call life. Because to me, I believe life is a series of moments and situations, experiences that we've had in this life. And sometimes we play a role in all these things. Yes, we say it is about God, but God uses us to to get understanding, to know how to live this life beautifully, to know how to live this life with wisdom, to know which places to go to acquire the knowledge that we need, the information that we need, so that we will also know how to use them wisely. That is wisdom. Glory be to God. Today, actually, why I came to speak to us by God's grace is it's the matter of we selling ourselves out to people that we later say that these people are which word do we normally use, Seth? Like, these people have betrayers, you know. I can't trust anybody again. I can't trust anybody again. Oh, so and so. So I told this person my private issues, and then she went and took them out to the open. Wow, it was such a shame. It was such a shame. I personally, I wouldn't like to see somebody that I told anything in that is kind of private to be that person to be taking such things outside. So how am I going to resolve this? How are we going to resolve this? I think sometimes we talk a lot. Sometimes we really talk a lot, and it has become the norm that people, when you meet people, even if you don't know them, you have to introduce yourself. Oh, my name is Proxy, and so and so. I work here. This is where my office is. This is where my house is. You don't know such people. I mean, if you just give away yourself in such little things that you call little, that is the beginning of it all, because you're kind of like putting your trust onto that person already. So it kind of pushes you more to say that, after all, I've already opened up to this person on a certain level. I need to, it doesn't matter at all. But this is the same person that say that, oh, I'll never trust again. We always say that, but every time you see that, most of the times still get hurt. I mean, let's get wiser. We talk a lot. I know this is kind of strange and very odd, because I know some people are going to tell me that, how do we engage now? How do we have conversations? I believe, for example, now, if you come and ask me, I always say this. I don't know. Sometimes people get mad about me, but some of them, after I've explained, this is why I do this. This is why I do it. You see that they get along. I mean, we have to use wisdom, even if it's not really what you you wanted to tell the person, but let it be that something that you use wisdom to kind of like cover up what you feel that is good for you that you're doing. Like, for example, what I was saying, people coming and asking me, Proxy, where am I from? It's not that I'm not proud of Uganda. I'm not proud. It's not that at all. pride does not mean that you are going to be going and saying, oh, my husband is so and so, so my children's names are so and so, so this is where I live. No, it doesn't mean that you're proud. That doesn't mean pride to me, like, oh, I'm very proud of. No, just if you know those things that you're proud of, work harder to even maintain them rather than just selling them cheaply with your mouth. Like, okay, I'm from Uganda. Where are you from? I'm an African. It's not that I did not answer your question, but it's general. Like, it's kind of funny. Yes, I'm an African. Why? There are many parts of, there are many countries in Africa. Where specifically are you from? Maybe I'm from East Africa, but it doesn't mean that I mean, it looks simple. Somebody would just tell me that, oh, it looks simple, but it's not simple at all. From there, a conversation has begun. So from Uganda now, we go to, oh, what are you doing in what are you doing in any place that you could be? What are you doing in Hong Kong, bros? I'm doing so and so and so. Where do you live? To me, I learned by God's grace to begin to curtail some things, to begin to know that it's me that has this life. It's me that God has given the authority to keep over everything, to watch over everything that he has given unto me. So my mouth, before I just could carelessly speak anything. Oh, she asked me a question, you give it away, but you find out that you've been betrayed over and over, over and over, over and over. I mean, like, until actually it wasn't even me, God using somebody to come in my life to tell me that it's not done like that. I say, okay, it's kind of not really easy, but since that is what I feel God wants me to be doing, let me begin to do it. And it works for me very well. I know people at the first time they'll be like, but if you're unique, be you, act you. Those people will now begin to see the uniqueness about you. Not to just follow people because this is what people do, and then you're just among the general people that does a thing. Living out yourself, acting you to be that unique, to be yourself, saying that I'm not going to say this just because you asked me. I'm protecting myself. It's more better for me to protect what God has given to me with the wisdom he has given unto me, covering up, not covering up that I'm doing anything evil, or anything wrong, but for my own safety. I have to be sure what I'm releasing. I have to be sure the much grace that is that is given to you as a person to be able to watch my back. I mean, there are people that are in my inner circle God has brought to me, and he has proved his grace upon. Those people you can share one or two things as according to how you feel the Spirit of God may be leading you. But not, oh, this person, I met this person. Oh, this is a project I want to be doing. This is my plan. Just like that. And you really call that a plan that is worth billions? Excuse me. For somebody that is on a scale business, something that is worthy thousands? I mean, let's get wiser. Yes, we say the devil is all over roaming around, but we fail to see that the devil uses human beings, and sometimes they don't even know what they're doing. Sometimes some people are just, they are willing vessels. Sometimes they are not. So to me, like today I was talking to a lady, I was working on somebody, and she asked me a question. So I was like, why did you ask me that? I'm just asking. Like, really? Did you just come up from nowhere and ask me a question? I mean, I told her, anytime I ask questions, I know that this is why I'm asking something. So that we will learn from whatever that we are talking about, not just coming from oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? Conversation. Conversation that is not going to take me anywhere, that's just selling myself off. No. Let's learn to get better. Come out of that box that they have boxed us out. Oh, but this is how to begin a conversation. Proxy is just a name. Yes, it's just a name because I need to do business. But let me stop on the name. Okay. Sometimes you say, they ask you, where are you from? You say Uganda. The next day, after 3 days, they will still say, where are you from? Am I foolish enough to, every time you ask me, I'll be telling you the same thing? So that means that thing doesn't really matter. So why do we even talk about it? But sometimes we see it on the surface, like, but instead of like focusing on something else or looking at that person, maybe how intellectual the person is, what she's doing, what's her business, and then trying to know like, oh, how do I get more knowledge, to augment what I'm doing too, kind of like asking those questions. Even if somebody asks you like to defend whatever you're asking, what's the reason you're asking such questions, I think they're genuine questions, rather than, where are you from? What's your name? Without going anywhere. This person you just met, where do you live? Why are you asking me where I'm living? I mean, this is very simple, naturally. Like before, the former me, I would just, this is a simple thing. But from there, it's okay. You live Yaumate. From Yaumate, the person begins to track you down. Okay, this is where she goes by 3 p.m. This is where she, what do you want in my life? I just want to know, what are you coming in my life to do? If it's business, let's be on a business scale. If I see that there's something more that we need to do together, then on a genuine scale, talking about whatever we feel that is mutually benefiting us, you can open up. And also not opening up like everything because you need to know about business. Sometimes somebody will be like, how much is this? How much is that? How much is that? What are you buying? I mean, it's funny, but what are you buying? Like, how much is this shop? Like, how much is the rent? Like, how much do you pay at home? Why are you asking me questions like that? I mean, I'm not specifically talking to anybody, but I know that these are questions that I've come across so many times, and I really feel very uncomfortable answering such questions. And I feel everybody should wake up in the slumber. It's not because people are asking you questions you should just answer. Take a deep look to secure yourself, because you're crying. I see some people crying. I see you've cried before over the same thing that you're crying about. Is it worth your tears? Just talking to be accepted. If you accept yourself and you be you act you, that is who you are. The people will look at that. They will not ask you questions. They will just say, wow, she carries the glory. Glory be to God. Hallelujah. And that's when he's taking the glory, giving you more wisdom and grace to tackle other things, that you don't have to waste time on things that don't need to be given time and attention. Glory be to God. Hallelujah. Thank you so much for listening. Please remember to subscribe so that yeah, please support me on my channel and for more videos to come. Bye bye. Good night.